in Kolkata, India. This place has a crazy amount of street food, so we're so happy to be filming here.
We have got a bunch of street food gems lined up to share with you.
The streets of Kolkata throb with a frenetic energy. The city is exciting, relentless, and a wonderland for people who are passionate about eating. This is our first video from Kolkata, and we're eating some of the city's tastiest food. We take you into the heart of one of India's largest markets and share with you some of its best street food. Watch out for a mouth-watering vegetable mash cooked on a giant skillet served with buttery toasted buns, and a street food legend who churns out hundreds of cheesy lentil pancakes a day to hungry locals. We take you inside a Kolkata institution for spicy samosas and the king of street snacks, and sip on the nation's favourite drink at one of Kolkata's beloved tea stalls. In this India series, we'll show you some of the country's most delicious food, from off-the-beaten-path street food to iconic dishes. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We are so pumped to be in Kolkata, India. Now, the people of Kolkata are fanatic about street food, and there is literally street food everywhere in the city. The second you step out your door, you are assailed with delicious smells. We are starting this video in the heart of Bara Bazaar, which is the largest wholesale market in the city. This place is mad in the best possible way, and right in the thick of it, there is some amazing food. So let's go and eat.
It is the best possible sort of madness here in the market. So many goods being moved all around. It's a crazy place to be. But we've spied our first street food just up here, right on the main road. So let's go grab our first little snack to get us started for today.
Our first street food is something that I love to eat when we're in India. It's called pav bhaji, and you can see we're in front of like a whole lineup of street food stalls. This place is crazy. There's so much colour. So there's all sorts of sort of fabric shops and places selling saris and whatnot, and then this whole lineup of street food vendors. So this here is pav bhaji. So it's made up of a vegetable smush, really, so mashed up vegetables, and it's served with a buttered roll. And if you come closer, I think we might just quickly nab this seat here. What's really cool is this giant tava, or like this round skillet, in which the gentleman is mashing up the vegetables. So you can see he's got like a huge lineup of all the different vegetables. There's tomatoes, there's cabbage, there's coriander, capsicum and whatnot. And he's just using a spatula and smushing all of the vegetables up into sort of a thick sort of stew or paste. Ek pav bhaji, yes. So we just ordered one pav bhaji. And so what he's going to do is just scoop up that vegetable stew and pop it in a little leaf bowl. You can see, oh gosh, the smell is insane. It smells beautiful. Wow, dhanyavad. Okay, so this is it right here. So a whole bowl of the bhaji. So, oh, perfect. Oh, and my pav. Dhanyavad. So I've got my vegetable smush, and then also the pav, which is the buttered rolls, and they are soft as anything. The smell of this is insane. This atmosphere is awesome. I love street side eating in India because it's so intense. There are horns honking, there's the clanging from the cooking, the smells are crazy, and there's constantly people walking past. It's really frenetic. Oh, dhanyavad. So this here is the pav bhaji, and I can't wait to get into it. So this is the bhaji here, the vegetable smush, I like to call it. So it's just mashed up vegetables with a ton of spices. They put a pat of butter on top, and then he added some coriander and also some raw red onion on there as well. And how cute are these little leaf bowls that they're served in? Great for the environment. And then it comes with the pav, so these warm buttered buns. What he did was he soaked them in butter and in ghee on that skillet, and so that's why they're really yellow there. So what I'm going to do is just grab this pav and just dunk it in that bhaji. Oh my goodness. All right. Whoa. Oh my god. gosh, that has got so much flavor. So it's all vegetables, a ton of spice. It's got a really nice kick of heat, and you can really taste the turmeric and the ginger and the garlic in there. This bhaji is insane. So it's packed full of vegetables. So if you come up here, you can see all of the vegetables. So this is the sort of pre-smushed mash. So it's got peas, it's got potato, it's got capsicum here, tomato, there's some cabbage and whatnot. And then what he does, he pushes that into the center of the tava and then he mashes it. So he's got this big sort of circular mash, and he just mashes it up, mashes all of those vegetables up in that ghee. Oh, and the result is just phenomenal. Let's go for another bite. All right. Okay. The bun is super soft, a little bit crispy from that butter, and then the bhaji has got so much flavour. I love the red onions because they add a little bit of tanginess. It is so good, absolutely delicious. So very conveniently, right next door to the Pav Bhaji street food store is a chilla store, which we're very excited to try. So chillas are like a pancake made out of mung dal or lentils, and this guy is really famous for making his chillas with him. He does like hundreds a day, and he's super popular. So just egg chilla. Dhanyavad. It's really neat. He's got these little skillets on top of a couple of burners, and what he does is he's got his batter here, which has got I can see like all sorts of spices. So it's a dal batter, and then he adds a cupful of that onto the skillet, spreads it out sort of like you would do with a crepe or a pancake, and then he adds some onion, some tomato, and then the guy just passed me a little bowl full of chutneys. Wow, dhanyavad. It looks delicious. So I just got handed my chilla, and what he did at the end was he grated some cheese into the middle, flipped it shut, and then cut it in half, and oh, it smells so good.
How good are these street food stalls here in India? So where we just were is right here beside me, and now we're here. So it is all action on the streets here in India. I love it. I just love watching the food getting prepared. The smells in the air. It is crazy good. And this looks like an awesome little meal. So let's just rip right on in. Whoa, she's hot. She's really hot. I want to have a look inside there. Oh, can I peel it? No, no peeling to be done. So let's just dunk away. So this green one will be a coriander chutney, and maybe a coconut chutney the other way. Oh. Wow. Oh, that is absolutely Flavor Town. Wow. What I'm getting a lot is that cheese. So I'm going to rip a bit more off. Look at this. So you can really see inside there now. So the onions are cooked down, so they're all soft. You've got that beautiful fresh tomato there, the coriander, and you can just see the little bits of cheese all through there. Get it in that chutney. Oh, it's super hot. Oh, thank you. Some more chutney. He knows I'm loving it. It's a bit soft and creamy from that little bit of cheese. It's got an amazing level of spice. The pancake itself is very aerated, so it's incredibly soft. The balance in that is perfect. Let's grab some more off. I want to try this red chutney just by itself because I think it's packed with flavor, but I've only had it comboed up with that coriander chutney. Oh, that has so much flavor. It's chili, so the base of it is chili, incredibly strong with garlic. So it's just basically a garlic and chili chutney. And so you've got two very bold flavors, and man, do they come through. This is unreal. It doesn't look like much, I must say, when it's all folded up, because you can only see the outside, the cooked bit of that pancake. But man alive, absolute flavor sensation. that was a seriously impressive street food. So look at the madness around. It's always so hard to show on camera, but we're sort of like shoulder to shoulder with everyone, churning out some of the best street food I've ever eaten. That was unreal. This market area is absolute madness. It's a feast for the senses and the eyes. There's so much going on. Believe it or not, we're in an incredibly quiet street at the moment, and there's just crazy stuff everywhere. People carrying everything on their heads. This is a pretty major road actually. This one's pretty busy. We've got a motorbike coming through, tuk-tuks everywhere. It is just coming up to late afternoon here now, so it's really picking up with foot traffic. It is absolutely and utterly amazing, but our next street food's just up the road, so we'll fight our way through the crowd, have a great time doing it, and get our next street food.
Our next street food is at this place here, and what's really great about this spot is that all of the cooks are lined up, cooking up all the different snacks so you can see what's on offer. But what we have to do is line up and grab a coupon first and pay. Let's get into the queue. Alright, so we've paid for one singara, which is a samosa. These guys do amazing samosas, and I think right there's a samosa counter, so let's go and hand in our ticket. So I've got my singara in hand, so the samosa, and it's drenched in a tamarind chutney. But what I really love about this restaurant is they serve a whole number of different snacks, and what you do is you go and pay for your snack, you get your receipt, and then you come up and you hand it to the chef who's cooking up that particular snack. There's all sorts of stuff being fried up here. It looks so delicious. Chupashanda smells so good. They've got big smiles on their faces. We're really lucky because the guys have let us back into the kitchen and we can watch them making the singaras. So you can see the whole tray of singaras. They're so beautiful. What they're doing is they're taking the dough, rolling it out. The dough's very soft, and then forming like a little pouch, and then stuffing it full of the potato mixture. So you can see there's a big basket there full of that potato mixture. They're popping it into the dough and then sealing it up. And then at the back is a guy with a giant wok. Oh, thank you so much. Dhanyavad. Telling us to get right in there. So there's a huge wok full of, is it full of ghee? Yeah, full of desi ghee. Yeah, full of desi ghee. So ghee is a type of clarified butter. This place is really famous for using desi ghee for all of its chaat or its snacks. So the singaras go straight into the hot ghee and get fried up until they're really crispy. They've got trays and trays of them, and they're so perfect. They all look identical. Wow. We've got to get into this though. Let's just stand over here. So you can see this samosa served in this little leaf bowl again, and then you've got this drenching of tamarind chutney. And I just had a taste of the chutney. Oh, it's super sweet and a little bit tangy. And what I want to do is just break into this singara and show you what's on the inside. Can I get that open? All right. Look at that. So it's got a spiced potato mixture on the inside, and it's dark because they've mixed the potato with a ton of garam masala spice. It smells absolutely heavenly. I can see some peas in there as well. Alright. Oh, that is good. It's so good. The pastry is actually very dry, so in a good way. It's not oily or stodgy, it's very crispy and flaky. And then that spiced potato mix is insane. I can't get enough of this tamarind chutney. It's very fruity, it's sweet, it's got spice, so like clove and maybe cinnamon or cardamom. It tastes like a spiced pie, especially with the pastry of the singara. This is such a good snack. We've got our ticket for one more chaat, and that is a Raj Kachori. Raj Kachori is made up of a crispy, giant wheat dough ball. It's got potatoes, it's got dahi, which is watered down yogurt. It's got all sorts of delicious things inside. We're going to grab it from this little window or stall here. So these guys are gonna make it up for us. Ek Raj Kachori, dhanyavad. Shiv Shada, dhanyavad.
This Raj Kachori is crazy big. I want to sort of give you a indication. So there's my index finger and thumb, so you can see how large this thing is. And Raj is a word you might recognize. So Raj is like the sultan or the king. So this is the King Kachori, and it's huge. So I love the little stand. Like Sheena's been showing you the different windows for different dishes. So it's just this window for this dish. And I love watching it get made because a ton of stuff goes in here. Let's rip into it and I'll sort of show you what's in here. So you've got the ball on the outside, which is a wheat ball, and when they deep fry it, it just puffs up into this giant ball. He then, whoa, it's cracking open. He then cracked a hole in the top and filled it with stuff. So there were some dry ingredients. There was some potato. I'll try and dig some out so you can see bits of potato in there. Down here there's some, I'll try and get some for you, some chickpeas and some little mung beans, some little green mung beans in there. And then covered in the white stuff is yogurt. So you got a sort of a very thin yogurt or a curd all over that. There was chutneys in there. I saw a green and a brown chutney, so a coriander chutney and a tamarind chutney. You've got fresh coriander, the green. You've got these little chickpea noodles, which are called shev. You've got a ton of spice powders. He had a tray of probably a good 8, 9, 10 different spices put all over the top, and the smell of those, absolutely unreal. But let's crack into this. I just want to break it open. You can see it's getting all soft from that yogurt, so it cracks apart very, very easily. Some potato. Oh. Oh man, it's so good. Crazy amount of textures. You got creamy potatoes. You got the crunchiness of the puri, the big ball on the outside. There's other little deep fried sort of wheat chips in there as well, so they're super crunchy. Chickpeas are soft. That yogurt, look at that curd, it's so creamy. Break some more off. Oh, look at that bit of everything. Oh, tangy from the tamarind chutney, spicy from all the spices. It's got a good amount of salt. It's got freshness. Unreal, and I'm so glad it's this big because we're easily going to devour it. We've come across town for our next snack. This one's a drink, a chai. So chai stands you'll find all over Kolkata. There's so many chai stands, but this place is a very special chai stand. They do a saffron chai. So chai is a tea, so a saffron tea. This is a very special place. While we're not in the market anymore, you can probably hear all the tooting. It is still utter chaos around this part of town too. Let's go get a chai.
I am so ready for a chai. Let's go and put in our order. What I really love actually about this tea stall is that it's so pokey. Now with our tea stalls in Kolkata, they'll often serve snacks and they make the snacks on site. So if you can peer beneath the legs of these guys, there are a couple of guys in there actually rolling the dough for the puri, which they're then frying in that big vat of oil there. And then they've got all the snacks in front here. So there's guys underneath making the snacks, and then there's a chaiwala who is pulling the tea, preparing the tea, and then the other guy is taking the orders and being the cashier. So it's all go. It's really frenetic. Everyone's excited to get into their snacks and their tea. Super Shanda, gimana Chin?
Hello.
Good. Ek kesa chai?
One.
And one normal chai.
Then
Dhanyavad. Alright, so I popped in an order for a kesa chai, so a saffron tea. Let's go around over there and just wait for the chai to be delivered. Whoa, Tunavan! Perfect. So good. Alright, oh gosh, these are so hot. Check out my kesa chai. So this is the saffron tea. What I love most about the tea stalls is watching them prepare it. I could watch them for hours. So the chaiwala out the back here, he's got his huge pot of tea which he's brewing up. And in the pot is the tea, the milk, the water, the sugar, and of course spices. So a ton of spices go into the chai. And we've ordered the saffron one, so it comes sprinkled with saffron. So it's all frothy because what he does is he lets the tea brew and then he pulls the tea. So he pours it from a great height from one pot to the next. He strains it of all those spices and then it goes into these cups. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that is so delicious. Creamy, sweet, milky, very strong, and the saffron has got a really floral flavour. What I love about drinking tea here in Kolkata is the fact that they use these traditional clay cups. Basically everywhere, every tea stall in the city uses these traditional clay cups. They buy them from communities of potters who take clay from the Ganges, make the clay cups, then sell them to the tea stalls, and they say that it makes the tea taste really good. Oh, I've got to agree with them. So delicious. Shupu, how do you say delicious? Shupu shadow. Yeah, shu shadow. All right, oh gosh, these are so hot.